Hey folks, so just a quick match review there of that game between Aston Villa and Liverpool. So it finished Aston Villa 4, Liverpool 2. Aston Villa confirmed their spot in the Champions League for next season. Liverpool, however, might have just put themselves in a little bit of trouble there. So overall, I would say very, very fair victory for Aston Villa. Um, the scoreline, I don't know whether to call it flattering or not. Not really sure. Aston Villa were just clinical tonight on the counter attack. The first half was fairly even, I would say, throughout the majority of the first half there. No team really threatening too much. Rodgers scored a fantastic goal from outside of the box with 3 minutes to go in the first half to give Villa the lead. And from then on, it was kind of, apart from, the goals what Liverpool scored, it was kind of downhill from there, really. So early second half, Virgil van Dijk got the equaliser for Liverpool after 7 minutes into the second half. But then Ollie Watkins, again, he's been in great form. I talked about him possibly playing his way into Tuchel's England plans, and he certainly did a good job of potentially doing that tonight. So Watkins put Villa back ahead, made it 2-1 just 5 minutes after Van Dijk had equalised. Now, there was a point as well in between that. I think it was like 2 minutes after Van Dijk had equalised. And the young kid, what's he called? Rio, the young kid, he smashed the post about 2 minutes after Van Dijk had equalised. And of course, I think it could have been a slightly different game had that gone in the back of the net, but it didn't. It hit the post. Watkins put Villa back ahead, and Liverpool just didn't recover from there. Liverpool did have possession, more possession than Villa throughout most of the game. For the next sort of 15, 20 minutes or so, Liverpool were trying to push back. You could see that Villa were potentially going to get more space and more time on the counter-attack. And that's exactly what happened. On 73 minutes, Villa broke again. Watkins got a goal, 73 minutes, Villa 3, Liverpool 1. And then it stayed that way. Liverpool were pressuring and trying to get back into the game, but kept on getting caught on the counter-attack. And then with a minute to go, John McGinn curled an absolute peach into the top corner from outside of the box, made it 4-1. That was pretty much game over. Virgil van Dijk scored his second and Liverpool's second 2 minutes into extra time there. Of which there was 8, but throughout the next few minutes, nothing really happened. So that's it. Aston Villa 4, Liverpool 2. Aston Villa now in the Champions League, guaranteed. Don't need to win in Europe next week to get in there. Liverpool need a victory to be certain of getting a Champions League spot, depending on how other results go over this weekend and, of course, over next weekend. So, not much more to cover. Of course, I'm sure we'll hear more from Emery and Slot after the game. One thing to add here, I mean, it's not been officially confirmed, but the rumours were over the last couple of games that Slot has already been confirmed that he will be in charge of Liverpool early next season. I don't know whether that's the right decision. Personally, I don't think so. I think it's a bit of an Amarin type of situation where Slot's going to be given some more time. However, I think Liverpool probably a little bit premature to make that announcement, especially when they've not got their spot in the Champions League yet. Having spent so much money earlier on in this season, we all understand that it takes a while sometimes for new players to blend in and the team to start playing better. But it's Slot's already had access, even before signing those players, to a pretty good squad. So the champions have had a poor season so far. It might get even worse. Let's see. We don't know. But, we'll be sure to find out soon. So FA Cup final tomorrow coming up. And then Sunday, we've got some Premier League games there. Of course, not all of the big teams in action due to the FA Cup final tomorrow. But there's still some very interesting games with a lot to play for, including who's going to go down, who's going to get the final Champions League spots, who's going to get the European spots. So it looks like it's going down to the wire this year. It's been a fantastic season and really looking forward to these next couple of weekends of football. So that's all. So I hope you managed to get the game. If not, hope the review was useful for you. Have a good evening, and see you again at the weekend.